Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of What's It Like, the show where we ask one big question and some more after that. And today, because we are in quarantine, I am joined by a very, very special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself, sir? Yeah, I'm Nick Dineros, and today I'll be interviewing myself. I'm not going to spend all this time pretending to interview myself. That's way too much effort, so we're going to do it this way, all right? Man, this is a lot different than farming your friends for content. All right, so for today's episode, we're going to kind of switch it up a little bit because we are in quarantine. I can't go out and get new people to be on the show, unfortunately. So I thought that maybe we could do a little like season finale Q&A type beat to end off the season and maybe move on to either some different content or just take a little break until we can continue the show again. So today I figured I'd just answer a few questions and maybe recap what this season was like, and then also answer a few questions that my friends were kind enough to give me as well. Let's get started. For today's big question, I'll be asking myself, what's it like starting a YouTube show? Well, YouTube is something that I've wanted to do my entire life. And now that I have the opportunity to finally do it, it has been extremely fun. I've enjoyed every single second of it, from filming to editing to talking to all of my cool and amazing friends. As for the show, I felt like it's done pretty well so far. There are people out there who really resonated with the topics that me and my friends talked about, so I think that was pretty cool. And what kind of show do? I do a show called What's It Like, the show where we ask one big question and some more after that. So obviously I start off the show with one big overarching question, and from there I ask a bunch of smaller questions that kind of pertain to the subject to various people that I have in the show, mostly my friends, and learn about what living life is like in their shoes. Commenter Nak D asks, how did you come up with the idea for the show? That is a great question, Nak D. Thank you so much for asking. I very much appreciate it. All of my ideas that I previously had for YouTube content kind of revolved around using my friends for help because they're such like cool, unique, and interesting people. But I wanted to tone it down and do something a little bit simpler to start off. So I felt like maybe doing a small talk show and hearing their stories, I feel like would be pretty interesting and pretty relatable, especially for people in our age group, like the college kind of demographic. And I feel like the topics that we've talked about could be pretty helpful or eye-opening to a lot of different people. So I felt like it would be fun and entertaining, but also educational at the same time, which I feel gives it a lot of value to the people that are watching out there. How successful was the first season? In terms of views and subs, I'm sitting at, I think, 95 subs now. So I think that's not that bad for 3 months of being brand new to YouTube, for being a fresh channel. So I'll give myself a pat on the back for that. In terms of views, I'd say each of my videos, they usually average between like 1 to like 300 depending on the topic. There are some that obviously go below the threshold, but that kind of goes hand in hand in choosing an interesting topic to do. So obviously a topic that doesn't resonate with as big of an audience, those videos are going to perform not as well, obviously. Commenter Dick Nineros, interesting name, asks, what's been the hardest part of doing the show? I think the biggest thing is coming up with topics, because I could use any of my friends for a topic on the show, but it's hard to come up with a topic that a broad audience would find interesting, that I also find interesting, and that the interviewee would also enjoy talking about, because I feel like the best kind of content is giving them a topic that they're either really educated about or that they're really passionate about. It's easy to choose like which friends to bring onto the show, but yeah, the hardest part would definitely be coming up with the topics. Coming up with the questions, that is something that is pretty hard, because it's really easy to come up with basic questions, like what's it like doing this, blah 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 blah. I think one of the hardest things I struggle with is coming up with more unique questions that someone may not necessarily think of when they think of a topic, So I might start asking for help when it comes to coming up with questions. Oh, another big thing is keeping track of everything and trying to also give good responses while I'm interviewing someone. So I promise that I am listening to every single word that people are saying, but like maybe I'll show some examples. Like sometimes I'll be like, oh, okay, cool. Gotcha, like that. It's like, because I also want to like maintain the pace of the show and pay attention and keep track of what questions I'm asking, while also, you know, worrying about like everything that's going on behind the scenes and also giving attention to the interviewee. It's just like, it's so hard sometimes to just like keep track of all of that, but I'm definitely gonna try my best to make sure that I seem more engaged for the people out there, because it's a bad practice. What was your favorite video? I think my favorite one that I've done so far was my most recent one that I did with Timmy, about YouTube and like money that you can make on YouTube. Just because Timmy is in a spot where I want to be, where I'm making, you know, a good amount of money on YouTube, enough to hold me over and enough to basically provide for myself. Doing YouTube and content creation as a job, that's my dream. So hats off to Timmy, and I hope to join you in that club soon. Knack on the Track asks, what's it like farming your friends for content? Next question. Joseph asks, what are some ideas for you to expand on beyond the series of What's It Like, i.e. another series or other content that you want to put on your channel other than the show? Great question. So another big thing that I kind of want to do is sketches and skits and stuff like that, because my friends are so funny and entertaining, and they're actually so good at acting too. I feel like it would be perfect for them. So yes, I would continue to farm my friends for content, but it would be a lot more creative in terms of, you know, just like me talking to someone. So I think it'd be really fun, and that's definitely something to switch up the vibe when it comes to the regular like What's It Like show. And that actually might be something I do very soon, because I can't do What's It Like during the quarantine, unfortunately. So I might be forced to, you know, pull something like that out and see how it goes with the people. Stay tuned for that. Andrew H asks, how does the workflow of the show compare to that of the channel that I work for? You guys didn't know, I do freelance editing as my job for Timmy and Alex's YouTube channel, CEG Dealer School. And basically I just edit their videos and send them over, and they pay me for it. How it compares to the show here? Well, I have to do all of the hard work, basically, on top of the editing. I have to do all the setup for the set, handle all the recording for the sound, the video on both cameras, keeping track of everything that's going on, and then, you know, editing in post. So yeah, that's pretty much how that differs. What did I learn? Getting started is definitely the hardest part of getting into content creation. I mean, that's something that I always say, because it is so true. It's so hard to, you know, get into something like YouTube, because it's like such a big commitment. You have to do like all the setup like this, you know, you have to sit in front of a camera, do something, use the camera, record, and then edit all of that in post, and then put it all out there for the world to see and hope that people like it. It's like a really big thing. But once you do it, and once you get the kind of response that you hoped you get, it's really motivating to continue. So ever since I started, the day I posted my first video, and like seeing all the positive responses around it really got me going and got me excited for what was to come. And ever since then, I haven't stopped. It was cool because I was able to pretty consistently upload either 1 or 2 videos per week over the course of the past like 3 months or so. But yeah, because of quarantine, it's hard to continue this style of show, because, you know, I want to keep the people that I interview unique and different every time. I mean, it's cool to bring back people, but I think overall it would be better if I got like a different person every single time. I hope you enjoyed me kind of being on camera solo for this one. Please excuse my quarantine haircut. I know it's bad. I know, but we can't go outside, so what you gonna do? But I just wanted to thank all of you. I really appreciate all the love and support that you've given me these past few months, and it's really motivating for me moving forward. So more episodes of What's It Like coming soon once quarantine is over, and be on the lookout for things that aren't What's It Like, because I do have some different ideas for content that I can bring to you. So stay tuned. All right, until next time.